All right, you guys, we are doing lesson 29 in module 4, and in this module we'll be doing division and unit fractions. Also, we'll be doing like decimals and unit fractions. So here's what the first problem looks like. 7 divided by 0.1. And what we're going to do here is we are actually going to turn this into a fraction. So this then will be 7 divided by, and what's this number? This number is 1/10, and we know that we can write it like this. 7 divided by 1/10. And then we know that when we're dividing fractions, we get 7 times, right? You're going to switch the division sign to multiplication. You're going to get the reciprocal of the fraction, and that gives us 10/1, which equals 7 times 10 is 70. Now, in this lesson, you're also going to be asked about how many tenths are in a whole, and then how many are in a certain number of wholes. So this one would be, there are how many tenths in one whole, and then how many tenths in 7 wholes is what it's asking. So how many tenths are in one whole? Well, we know that there are 10 tenths in one whole. So if there's 10 tenths in one whole, then how many tenths will be in 7 wholes? So it's basically what we did here. We've got our 10 times 7, so 70 will be our answer. If we do 7.4 divided by 1/10, we'll do the same thing. We are going to do, actually, not the same thing. We're going to change this to units. So 7.4 is the same thing as 74 tenths. And then let's do this. So we're going to do this in like using units. And then the 1/10, so 74 tenths divided by 1/10 is the same thing as 74 divided by 1. And then you are basically doing like tenths divided by tenths. So like we did before with multiplication, it was tenths times tenths. If you look at it this way, tenths divided by tenths, what are you going to get? You're going to get 1. So these kind of cancel each other out. So 74 tenths divided by 1/10 equals 74. If we look at it in terms of these statements here, there are how many tenths in, so we're going to look at this fraction here. So how many tenths, well, okay, in one whole. All right, so we know there's 10 tenths in one whole. All right, and then if we're looking at 7.4, we know that there are we know that there are 70 tenths in 7 wholes, right? Because 7 is our whole number here. And then we need to know how many tenths are in this. So we've taken care of the 7. Now we need to take care of that 4. So how many tenths are in 4 tenths? And that would be 4 tenths. All right. So there are 74 tenths, and so you got to put these together. 74 tenths in 7.4. All right, so what does this all mean? Here's our answer here. Here's our answer here. We did 74 tenths divided by 1/10 is 74. Let's try another one. So we've got 7 divided by 1/100th. So now the last problem we did with was with tenths. Now we're doing hundredths. So 7 divided by 1/100th, we could rewrite it like a fraction. So 7 divided by 100, if we were to write it out in a statement here, so there are how many, so now we're talking hundredths. So how many hundredths in 1 whole? And then we're going to look for the same thing for 7 wholes. So how many hundredths are in 1 whole? There are 100 hundredths, right? 10 tenths, 100 hundredths in 1 whole. So if there are 7 wholes, that means we have 700 hundredths. If you come back over to the equation and we get the reciprocal, you have 7 times, get the reciprocal, 100. You could put that 1 on the bottom if you want. And then that also comes out to 700. If we add a decimal to both numbers here, so if I do another problem, 7.4 divided by 0.01, what are we going to do now? Well, let's see, what do we want to, how do I want to do this here? We're going to go units. So technically, this is like 740 hundredths divided by 1/100th. Right, the hundredths kind of cancel out. 740 divided by 1 equals 740. We could do 7.49 divided by 0.01. And again, we've got 749 hundredths divided by 1/100th. Right, these kind of cancel out. 749 divided by 1 equals 749. All right, let me take a look here. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all that there is. So let me just take a look at one of the word problems. So I'll do number 3 for the word problems. So Young bought $4.60 worth of bubblegum. Each piece costs 10 cents. So how many pieces? How many pieces did he buy? So we have $4.60. that he spent on gum. Each piece is 10 cents, and we need to figure out how many pieces that is. So what equation will we get from this? $4.60 divided by 10 cents. So we could write this out as hundredths. So 460 hundredths divided by 10 hundredths. And like we said, hundredths divided by hundredths, we could cancel that out. You've got 460 divided by 10 gives us 46 pieces of gum that hopefully Young will share with his friends. Okay, so hopefully that makes a decent amount of sense, and you guys can go ahead and work on the problem set. If you have any questions, make sure you help and support each other, and I will see you guys soon.